Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Me, Aubrey, and Eyeshadow podcast. I am your host, Corissia. And on this podcast, we talk about all things motherhood. We talk about the struggles. We talk about how we're going to get our lives together. And I hope to also bring you some makeup content, hence the eyeshadow portion. But today we're going to continue with part two of our financial struggles, overcoming financial struggles as single moms. Okay. So I'm going to pick up, I do have my phone here that has some of my notes in it. So I am going to pick up with point number 7. And that is seek out financial education. We want to take advantage of financial literacy resources and workshops that helps us to improve our money management. So I know for my corporate job that I have, I am a claims adjuster. I'm an auto claims adjuster. And with my corporate job, they do offer different um, financial programs to help us manage our money, to help us know about money, how to grow our money. They'll tell you what kind of savings accounts to open up, whether it's a 401k or a Roth RA, I think it's called. Don't quote me, I could be wrong. But most jobs, some jobs do have that as an option for you. Even if your job does not have that, there are various resources put on by your nearest large city, or there are some nonprofit organizations that will host workshops that are free to help you build your profile, or they call it a portfolio, if you will. You can always start small and just learn about financial literacy. You'll be very surprised the things that you can learn to help you save money and set your children up for some financial stability. Number 8 is explore affordable housing options. This one is a huge one. Now, in the state that I live in Michigan, and in particular in this area that I live in, there are a lot of co-ops. A co-op is something where you purchase equity in your home. It's not a standalone home, it's a townhome. So you purchase equity, and then each month your carrying charge, that's what they call it, a carrying charge. Your carrying charge is going to be considerably less than your average rent. So I know some who are paying carrying charges for $400 a month. Can you believe that? $400 a month for a 2 bedroom, 1 bathroom place. Okay. And most of these places were for the townhome that I live in. I have a main level, I have a basement, and then I have an upstairs where our bedrooms are. So look into the different options that are available in your state. Do not be tied down to just one area because that's where you grew up at. Be willing and I guess flexible if you can to move to an area that's going to be financially available for you, beneficial, I'll say, for you and your family. I have my water cup because hydration. Okay. When I'm drinking in my vocal cords, they get very dry, which is just an indication that I need to hydrate more often. So that's a side note. I'm getting off track. So explore some housing options. When I moved into um, the townhome I'm in right now, I was unemployed. And so I was able to move in here on what's called subsidized housing, or some call it Section 8. So I was able to move in like that. I wouldn't say Section 8, I would just say subsidized, because I think with Section 8, you have to get a voucher and then you take that voucher or something along those lines. Again, this is one of those areas where you don't want to be ashamed. It's okay. This is called assistance for a reason. It's going to assist you to get you where you want to be, or where you need to be, or hope to be. Or let's say if you continuously need this assistance throughout, your child's life, or whatever like that, that's okay too. Because what is the point in them offering it if nobody's going to use it? So definitely explore the different housing options, take advantage of those things. I was fortunate enough to be able to get in here, and currently I am on market rate, because I did find a job and I have a job now. But if I were to ever lose this job, and I could easily just go back and let them know, hey, I lost my job, I don't have an income, they will put me right back into that subsidized category, and they would lower my carrying charge. At one point, my carrying charges were like, I think they were, oh my goodness, it's escaping me. I'm going to say $30. I really want to say 10, but that's just how broke I was, y'all. Like, I did not have the money coming in like that for housing, but it really helps while you need it because you can catch up on other things. Like, this is one area where you don't have to worry about um, how you're going to make your rent. Okay. So explore different affordable housing options. Number 9 is consider childcare options. Let's talk about this one for a little bit. Now, it says explore co op arrangements, daycare, and flexible working schedules. Flexible working schedules, I feel like since COVID, we might be able to find something here and there. But of course, that's dependent upon what field you're in. If you are in the fast food sector, then you have to be on location basically to work that job or that position. So that one can be kind of tricky, but I would say just explore it nonetheless. Um, Also, they have co op arrangements. I had an idea at one point that I did not execute, but I said, man, what if I created something where I have a group of moms who have who have kids, and we all want to have a night out. Okay. So this is especially if the dad is not doing his part. Okay. Dad may be in the picture. Dad may love little Susie or Savannah, but he's just not picking them up for his weekend. Okay. Because truth be told, dads have their struggles too. Okay. They're trying to be stable and all those other kind of things. But if you had your friends, some friends that you know, some friends that you trust, that have children as well, I thought this will be a great opportunity to have your children. You have a mom, and then you have your kids go over their house at one time. All the kids will go to one mom's house, and then the following weekend, all the kids will go to someone else's house. Now, this is my daughter just FaceTime me. I'm gonna get off with her. Hi. I'm recording right now, so I will call you after, okay? Okay. Bye. Bye. Anyway, so this podcast, y'all, I don't listen. This is real life. I told you I'm a single mom, right? So this is real life. You may hear things, you may hear bumps, you may hear her laugh or drop something. This is real life, okay? I love the aesthetics, but sometimes being a single mom is not always aesthetically pleasing. So, getting back to what I wanted to create. So, all the kids would go, and let's say you don't have to have a big friend group, okay? It could be just this one mom who has one other child, and you and her go back and forth every month. She'll take your daughter to come play with her daughter, and then the next month, her daughter will come to your house for the evening for you to watch her daughter. That would be amazing. Can you think about that? That will give you time to work on your side gig or your hustle. That will give you time to go out and have some alone time. That will give you time to do whatever you wanted with that time for that night, and you just recharge yourself. But it is important that we always have somebody. They say it takes a village to raise a child. You want to have somebody there that's willing, capable, able, somebody that will love your child and not traumatize them, to help you through this journey. So when you have those moments and times where you need some childcare, that will be great. I do also know that some states do offer some kind of assistance with childcare if your finances are low and you're not gaining the income to pay a daycare. there are options for that as well. You just have to seek that out and ask them for that assistance. And there are daycare providers who accept it. So that's another option. Be sure to always look at your resources, research your resources, and then act upon them. Personally, I am someone who is a little, I get apprehensive and slight anxiety about asking for help from people because of the fear of the no, the fear of that rejection. Okay. But when you actually do it and it works in your favor, I'm going to tell you, it feels so good not to have that burden on your shoulders anymore. And what it also does is it strengthens you and builds that muscle for you to know that it's okay. You work through this thing and it's okay. You're fine. You made it. And now you can move on to the next thing. So look at some affordable housing. I'm sorry, that's not housing, the child care options that you have. Number 10, take advantage of tax credits and deductions. Can we say the child tax credit? Okay. I mean, if it's one thing about having a child, this I don't want to say it's new, but when we did get that child tax credit, it comes in handy. Now, when you get that child tax credit, like I mentioned in part 1, put some away into your savings for an emergency fund. Okay? And then while you're putting some away in your emergency fund, put some into your let's go on vacation fund for you and your babies. Okay. These things are going to help you, but you can also look at some of the other tax credits that you get. I know that there is a heating credit in Michigan. There's something like that that happens at tax times. Excuse me, the earned income tax credit. That's another one that you get. So listen, do your taxes. I know people who are grown adults who just do not file taxes. It's like, why? We pay taxes, whether you file them or not. They're going to catch up with you. You're going to have to pay them anyway at some point. Pay your taxes. That's what I'm going to say. Pay your taxes. All right. The last one, point number 11, is save for the future, contribute to a retirement account or savings account, and plan for long-term financial security. That kind of connects with the financial education point. You want to set yourself up for the future. Now, if you're someone who has started some kind of a gig thing, you have your side job, you're braiding hair, that's your side hustle, you're doing nails, that's your side hustle, you're doing hair, as your side hustle. And let's say you start to get really good. That's great. And that money can come in and that money can go out without anything being set up. As someone in a service industry, you have to be even more diligent when you're not dealing with a corporation as your boss. You have to be even more diligent about setting up for your future, because if you don't have anything just going into a retirement or a 401k for you, that's not an option that they present that's presented to you. So you have to set that up yourself. Do it. It's out there, it's available. It doesn't have to be a huge amount. You can start small and you can choose options that will grow over time. There are even some types of savings options that work off of the stock market, um, the S&P 500, depending on how that goes, and it will grow over time. I have one right now that's set up for me, and I think it's every 2 years. That's how I get I guess, dividends, if you will, the percentage that they're going to put in there. So that's something else to look into, but you definitely want to save for the future, just so that you know that you don't have to be working in until you're, 80, 90, because that's going to be hard. That's going to be tough. And the governmental changes that are taking place, it seems like retirement is going away. Well, I mean, not literally, but those things are constantly changing, and those are conversations that have to be had. And now, as someone who is middle aged, as I am, I definitely need to continue to look and be a little more aggressive with how I'm setting up and planning for the future. That was my last tip for today's topic. I want you all to follow me on my Instagram page, Me Aubrey and Eyeshadow, or the Me Aubrey and Eyeshadow podcast. The main page, Me Aubrey and Eyeshadow, is more about me, the behind the scenes as a mom, my mom life with my baby. And then next time when I come back, we are going to talk about how we can balance work and our parenting responsibilities. Okay. That's what we're going to talk about next time on the podcast. So until then, I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Stay encouraged. Come and check me out on my Instagram page, and welcome to the Me, Aubrey, and Eyeshadow podcast. We're going to get this sisterhood going, and I'm going to have some things coming up for you guys. So just stay tuned, look out for them, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.